Hello and welcome to my channel, your go-to source for the latest in WWE 24. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for all the updates. Let's dive right in.
Roman Reigns defeated CM Punk to win the World Heavyweight Championship at Night 2 of WrestleMania 42. The two stars put on an instant classic in the main event that saw the OTC stand tall at the end. That said, there were discussions about a different result for the blockbuster bout at the Show of Shows. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, one of the pitches was for Punk to retain the title at Mania and drop it to Reigns at Backlash. This would even the score between them, with the OTC ending up as champion in the end. However, the company ultimately decided to have the head of the table win at WrestleMania 42. It was possible and apparently talked about that Punk could beat Reigns and then lose the title at Backlash. So they'd be even when it was over, but Reigns would end up as champion, as a way to protect Punk's position. But the decision in the end was for Reigns to win here. In additional news, Roman Reigns vs. CM Punk at WrestleMania 42 has been rated 5 stars by Dave Meltzer. Jacob Fatu reveals what Roman Reigns told him at WrestleMania 42. Jacob Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match at WrestleMania 42. Before the match, the Samoan Werewolf had a chat with Roman Reigns. Speaking to Daniel Cormier, Fatu revealed what Reigns told him before facing McIntyre on Saturday. Nah, but yesterday it was emotional. It didn't hit me until I actually was getting ready to walk out. I'm so nervous. I seen a couple cats on the way. I seen my big use. I seen the tribal chief Roman Reigns yesterday, right before I walked out. He still calls me Jakester, Jakey, you know what I mean? So he had to tell me, hey man, calm down. Enjoy the moment. Something that my wife always tells me, but Roman was like, just take it all in. And before I went out, man, being ready, having my gear on and locked in, just thinking about all the tough times, all the struggle, everything to bring me to this moment right here. I mean, come on, I'm very blessed to be in WWE for 2 years and be 2-0 at WrestleMania right out the gate, said Jacob Fatu. H/T, Wrestling Observer. On RAW, Fatu stepped up to challenge Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash. However, the OTC gave his cousin a week to think carefully about his decision. Fans will hear from Fatu on next week's episode of the flagship show. The road to WrestleMania 42 was filled with anticipation, speculation, and backstage whispers, but nothing stirred more debate than the shocking revelation that Roman Reigns was never originally planned to walk out as World Heavyweight Champion. And yet, against all odds, the tribal chief did exactly that, redefining not only his own legacy, but also the internal dynamics of WWE's creative direction. A plan that was never meant to be. Behind the curtain, WWE's creative team, led by Paul Levesque, had reportedly mapped out an entirely different outcome for the main event. The original pitch? A crowning moment for a rising star, someone who would carry the company into its next era. Names were floated, plans were drafted, and long-term storytelling arcs were carefully constructed. But one name kept disrupting those plans: Roman Reigns. Despite already being one of the most dominant figures in modern wrestling history, there was internal hesitation about placing yet another world title on his shoulders. Concerns ranged from overexposure to the need for fresh faces at the top. WWE had spent years building new stars, and WrestleMania 42 was supposed to be their moment. Yet, the gravitational pull of Reigns' presence proved impossible to ignore. Fan pressure and changing momentum. As the weeks leading up to WrestleMania unfolded, the WWE universe began to shift the narrative. Crowds erupted louder for Reigns with every appearance. Merchandise numbers surged. Social media engagement surrounding the tribal chief dwarfed that of his competitors. WWE found itself at a crossroads. Stick to the original plan or adapt to the undeniable momentum. Even internally, opinions began to change. Some executives reportedly argued that denying Reigns the victory would feel artificial, like ignoring the organic reaction of the audience. Others believed that giving him another title run might stall the growth of emerging talent. In the end, One thing became clear. Roman Reigns wasn't just part of the story, he was the story. The WrestleMania moment that changed everything. When the main event finally arrived, the energy inside the stadium was electric. Every near fall, every counter, every dramatic pause had the crowd hanging on the edge of their seats. And when Roman Reigns delivered the decisive blow and secured the victory, the reaction was deafening. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Reigns stood tall, championship in hand, as fireworks lit up the sky. For fans, it felt like the culmination of years of dominance, evolution, and storytelling. For WWE, it was a pivot, an acknowledgement that sometimes the best-laid plans must give way to reality. Backstage fallout and creative shakeup. The aftermath of WrestleMania 42 reportedly sparked intense discussions backstage. Changing a major outcome so close to the event wasn't a decision taken lightly. It required rewrites, adjustments, and a rethinking of future storylines. For Triple H and the creative team, it was both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, the original plans for upcoming rivalries and title chases had to be reworked. On the other, Reigns' victory opened the door to blockbuster feuds and high-stakes storytelling that only a figure of his magnitude could deliver. There were also concerns about how this decision might impact locker room morale. Some superstars who had been positioned for a breakout moment suddenly found themselves back in the chase. But others saw it as motivation, a chance to step up and prove they belonged at the top. The legacy of the tribal chief, Roman Reigns' victory at WrestleMania 42 added yet another chapter to an already legendary career. From his early days as a polarizing figure to his transformation into the dominant tribal chief, Reigns has consistently defied expectations. This win, however, felt different. It wasn't just about adding another championship to his resume, it was about overcoming resistance, both on screen and behind the scenes. It was about proving that his connection with the audience couldn't be scripted or denied. In many ways, it solidified his place as one of the most influential figures in WWE history. What comes next? With Roman Reigns once again at the top, the landscape of WWE has shifted dramatically. New challengers are already emerging, each eager to dethrone the tribal chief and claim their own moment of glory. At the same time, the decision to crown Reigns has raised questions about WWE's long-term strategy. Will the company continue to rely on established megastars, or will it double down on building the next generation? The answer likely lies somewhere in between. Reigns' reign, no pun intended, as champion creates a platform for others to rise. Every challenger who steps into the ring with him gains instant credibility. Every storyline becomes bigger, more intense, more meaningful. A decision that will be remembered. In the end, WWE's reluctance to have Roman Reigns win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42 only makes the outcome more compelling. It's a reminder that professional wrestling, for all its planning and scripting, is still influenced by unpredictable factors, fan reactions, performer momentum, and moments that simply can't be ignored. Roman Reigns didn't just win a match, he changed the plan. And in doing so, he once again proved why he is, and perhaps always will be, the centerpiece of WWE's universe. As the dust settles and the road to the next chapter begins, one thing is certain: the tribal chief's story is far from over.